The galaxy was quiet that day. The council ships moved slowly among the stars, their silver hulls reflecting the faint light of distant suns. They had seen many kinds of signals in the past, some friendly, some dangerous. But the new signal was different. It did not follow any pattern they knew. It was simple, yet strange, almost like it was trying to speak without words. The council officers gathered in the observation chamber. They were tall, with translucent skin that shimmered when they moved. Their eyes were large and dark, capable of seeing into ultraviolet light. They studied the signal carefully, trying to understand it. "What is it?" one of them asked, his voice a low hum that vibrated through the room. "We do not know," said the leader, a female named Meryl. "It does not match anything we have catalogued. It may be dangerous. It may be a trap." Another officer shook his head. "But it comes from a world with a breathable atmosphere. We can detect water and simple life. It is not empty." "4. Morel nodded. "Then we send a scout. We must see what arrives. We cannot ignore it." The council agreed. And a small observation vessel moved silently toward the source of the signal. It passed through asteroid belts and clouds of gas, its engines almost silent. Inside, the crew watched the stars, waiting for the unknown to appear. On the distant planet, humans were preparing their ship. It was not large compared to the council vessels, but it was solid and strong. Its surface was scratched and weathered from years of travel. The ship's design was practical, built for survival on worlds that were harsh and unforgiving. Alex Carter stood on the bridge, his hands resting lightly on the console. He was calm, confident, and aware of everything around him. Next to him, Lisa Brown checked the readings from the ship's sensors. She was thoughtful, careful, and ready to act if anything went wrong. Daniel Harris moved among the engineers, giving orders and checking equipment. His mind was always working, solving problems before they became dangerous. "We are approaching the coordinates," Lisa said. "The signal is stronger now." Alex nodded. "Keep scanning. We do not know what we are dealing with." The human ship passed through space without any fear. Their species was used to danger. They had come from a world full of storms, predators, earthquakes, and sudden cold. Survival had taught them how to remain calm, how to plan, and how to act quickly when the unexpected happened. As they neared the signal's source, council scouts watched from a distance. They had never seen a ship like this. It moved without shields, without heavy armor, and yet it did not seem fragile. It had an energy signature they could not classify. "What kind of species travels like this?" one of the observers asked, his voice trembling slightly. "It is reckless. It should not survive." Morel leaned forward, her eyes narrowing. "Perhaps it is not reckless. Perhaps it is built to survive in ways we do not understand." The human ship landed on a small, barren moon near the signal's source. Dust rose around it as landing legs pressed into the surface. Alex, Lisa, and Daniel prepared to leave the ship. They wore light protective suits, enough to survive minor hazards. They did not fear the council scouts or the empty moon. This was their way of life. As they stepped out, the council observers hid behind energy barriers, watching silently. The humans walked with steady steps, looking around, noticing every detail. Their eyes were alert, their movements precise. The council had never seen such focus, such balance between curiosity and caution. "They are alive," one observer whispered. "And they are calm. How can they remain so calm in an unknown environment?" Meryl studied them carefully. "They are different from anything we know. Mark this moment. We must learn more." On the moon, Alex placed a small device on the ground. It sent signals back to the human ship, mapping the surface. Lisa collected samples of dust and rock. Daniel checked the environment, calculating oxygen levels and radiation. They worked efficiently, without panic, without hesitation. Suddenly, a faint hum passed through the air. It was not mechanical. It was a sound that seemed to come from the moon itself. The humans stopped for a moment, listening. "Probably natural," Alex said. "Let's keep going." The council observers were amazed. Humans did not panic, did not run. They studied. They observed. They adapted. The council had seen many species fail under stress, fail when danger was near. But humans remained steady. After several hours, the humans returned to their ship. They had collected data and samples, and they had observed the strange moon carefully. They had learned more about it than any scout ship could have in a single day. Meryl spoke to her team. "These humans are not like other species. They survive where others fail. They adapt to worlds that should kill them. We must consider what this means for the galaxy." The humans lifted off from the moon and continued toward the signal's origin. The council continued to watch, fascinated and cautious. Every movement of the human ship was precise, controlled, and confident. It was as if the humans knew they belonged in space, as if danger only made them stronger. Alex studied the readings on the bridge. "We are approaching the main system," he said. "Prepare for first contact." Lisa nodded. "We must be careful. We do not know who we will meet, or what they will think of us." Daniel smiled slightly. "They will see us. They will have to adapt to us, like we adapt to them." As the human ship entered the system, the council scouts could not hide their surprise. They had expected a weak species, a fragile species that would collapse under pressure. Instead, they saw humans move with purpose, scan with focus, and respond to danger calmly. Meryl whispered, "They are not weak. They are not fragile. Perhaps they are stronger than any species in this council." Were commented. The week 17, end quote, end quote. The humans approached the main planet of the system. It was large, with strange skies and swirling clouds. Alien cities were visible from space, towers that glowed faintly with energy. The council had built them as defensive structures, assuming no species could challenge them. Alex guided the ship carefully. "We do not seek war," he said. "We only want to communicate. This peepers enter. We only want to communicate. This peeper. We only want to communicate." Lisa adjusted the translator. "They may not understand our signals. We must show respect." The ship landed near one of the council towers. Energy shields rose around the humans. Not from the council, but from their own small devices. They did not trust unknown technology, but they were careful. From the towers, council representatives watched. They had expected fear, hesitation, maybe even retreat. Instead, they saw humans walking forward, standing tall, unafraid. Meryl said softly, "These Deathworlders, they do not break." The humans set up a small communication device on the ground. A hologram appeared, showing Alex, Lisa, and Daniel. Their faces were calm and serious. Alex spoke first. "We are humans from Earth. We mean no harm. We are explorers and friends." The council representatives were shocked. They had never heard a voice so confident, so clear, coming from a species so young in galactic terms. "They are not afraid," one of them said. "They do not act like a weak species at all. What have they survived on their planet to become like this?" Meryl nodded. "We will find out. But one thing is certain. The galaxy is about to meet something it cannot ignore. The Deathworlders have arrived. Alim, Levern Mizard 17, Honor Ways Non, and 17. The Deathworlders have arrived. The humans continued to communicate, explaining their purpose and showing respect to the council. They asked questions about the system, the planets, and the species that lived there. They listened carefully, absorbing information quickly, and responded with understanding. The council realized something. These humans were not ordinary. Their strength came not from weapons, not from armor, not from technology alone. It came from their survival, their minds, and their ability to stay calm and work together in any situation. As the first day ended, the humans returned to their ship to rest. Alex looked at the stars, thinking about the journey ahead. Lisa reviewed the data, noting how adaptable the humans had been. Daniel checked the systems, preparing for whatever might come next. The council watched silently, realizing that the galaxy had just received visitors, unlike any before. They were strong, smart, and brave. They had come from a death world, and yet they stood tall in front of alien powers that had ruled for centuries. Meryl spoke to her officers. The Deathworlders are here. We do not yet know if they are friends or enemies, but one thing is clear. The galaxy has changed. The stars twinkled above, quiet and distant. The humans slept in their ship, ready for the next day. They did not know the galaxy would soon test their limits, but they were prepared. Survival was in their blood, courage in their hearts, and the unknown only made them stronger. The galaxy was no longer quiet. It had awakened to something new, something that would leave a mark for generations. The Deathworlders from Earth had arrived. The council was quiet after the first contact. Their chambers were filled with the soft hum of energy, and the members moved carefully as they studied the humans. The more they observed, the more surprised they became. Humans did not act like any other species they knew. They were strong, adaptable, and calm under pressure. Morell called a meeting with the top scientists and officers. "We must learn about them," she said. "We cannot fight what we do not understand. This species comes from a death world. If they can survive there, they can survive anything." One scientist, a tall being named Trevel, projected a hologram of human anatomy. "Look at this," Trevel said. "Their bones are dense, their muscles flexible and strong. Their internal organs can heal quickly. We have never seen anything like it. Their bodies are built for survival in extreme environments." Another officer spoke. "But their planet is harsh. Storms, earthquakes, predators. Nothing delicate could survive there. And yet, they thrive. Their minds and bodies have adapted over thousands of years. We may have underestimated them." "Live. Merrill nodded. "They are not just physically strong. They are clever, social, and cooperative. They survive together, not alone. That makes them even more dangerous. In a way, we cannot fight directly." The council decided to study the humans further. They sent small probes to the human ship, invisible and silent. The probes recorded how humans worked together, how they repaired systems, and how they adapted to new situations. The results amazed the council. Humans solved problems quickly, shared information instantly, and stayed calm even when danger appeared. Alex Carter worked on the ship, unaware of the probes. He was checking sensors and planning the next route. Lisa Brown analyzed the system readings and organized their data. Daniel Harris moved among the engineers, fixing small problems and improving efficiency. Each human acted naturally, unaware that aliens were watching their every move. "They are too calm," Trevel said during a council meeting. "We have seen stress in every other species. But they focus. They adapt. They think ahead. Their survival instincts are unmatched." Merrill considered this. "Perhaps we have judged them too quickly. We thought a death world species would be fragile in space. Instead, they seem almost unstoppable. The council also learned about human culture. Humans were social and cooperative, but they also had strong emotions. They felt fear, yes, but they did not let fear control them. They learned quickly from mistakes and shared knowledge across their species. These traits, combined with their physical resilience, made them unique. On the human ship, Alex looked at a map of the council system. "We need to find safe areas for rest," he said. "But we also need to learn about this system. Knowledge is as important as strength." Lisa nodded. "We should study their planets and moons carefully. We need to understand how life survives here. We may even learn from them." Daniel adjusted the ship's engines. "And we can improve our systems based on what we see. Sometimes the simplest solution is the best. We do not need fancy technology to survive." The council observed as humans moved across the moon. They climbed rocky terrain, explored strange caves, and collected samples of unusual minerals. They did not complain, did not slow down, and never acted afraid. The council could not hide its amazement. "They are fearless, but not reckless," Trevel said. "They assess danger, but they do not flee. Their caution and bravery are balanced perfectly." Morel agreed. "These humans are a paradox. They are strong, clever, and cooperative, yet they are kind and respectful. They do not show aggression unless necessary. This is unusual for a species that survives a death world." As humans continued their journey, they also shared knowledge. Alex taught council officers about Earth, about storms, oceans, deserts, and cold regions. He explained how humans survived floods, fires, and predators. He told them about teamwork, planning, and learning from failure. Lisa explained human emotions and social behavior. She described how humans care for one another, how they form bonds, and how these bonds give them strength. She emphasized that survival is not just physical, it is also mental and social. Daniel demonstrated human engineering, and he showed how simple tools and durable designs could solve complex problems. Council members were impressed. Humans did not rely on fancy energy weapons or shields. They relied on intelligence, creativity, and adaptability. The council began to understand why humans were called Deathworlders. Their planet forced them to be strong, clever, and cooperative. The environment shaped them in ways no other species had experienced. They learned to survive floods, fires, storms, predators, and harsh terrain. They learned to adapt, to think ahead, and to work together. Meryl watched the humans in the observation chamber. "If they can survive their own planet, they can survive anywhere," she said. "We must be careful. We may have found a species that could change the balance of power in the galaxy." Trevel nodded. "And they are not aggressive by nature. They do not seek to dominate. They only want to survive, explore, and learn. That makes them unpredictable. We cannot predict what they will do next." The council debated how to deal with humans. Some members wanted to isolate them, to keep them from learning about the council's technology. Others wanted to invite them to join, to see if humans could be allies. Meryl listened quietly. She knew that humans were unique, unlike any species they had encountered. On the human ship, Alex, Lisa, and Daniel continued their work. They repaired systems, collected samples, and studied the planets. They also learned about the Council, its species, and its technology. They asked questions, observed carefully, and took notes. "These worlds are different," Alex said. "We must understand them. Knowledge will keep us safe." Lisa nodded. "And we must respect the species here. We do not want to create fear. Trust is as important as strength," Daniel added, "and we can adapt their technology to our needs. Sometimes, The best way to survive is to combine what we know with what we learn. As the days passed, humans explored more moons and planets. They faced minor dangers, storms, radiation pockets, unstable terrain, but they handled each one calmly. The council continued to watch, unable to hide its astonishment. "They are remarkable," Trevel said. "They survive. They adapt. They learn. Nothing stops them. Even when conditions are extreme, they continue their work, without panic." Morel agreed. "We must report this to the council. These Deathworlders are not ordinary. They may be the strongest species we have ever seen, not in power, but in survival and adaptability." The council sent small messages to other members, describing the humans. They spoke of their resilience, intelligence, and cooperative behavior. Some members were skeptical, thinking humans might be hiding weaknesses. Others were worried. If humans could survive their planet, what else could they achieve? On the human ship, Alex checked the map of the next system. "We must continue," he said. "The galaxy is large, and we have much to learn." Lisa adjusted the sensors. "We must also record everything we see. This knowledge may help others, and it may protect us in the future." Daniel worked on the ship's engines, making minor improvements. "Simple fixes often make the biggest difference," he said. "We can adapt faster than anyone expects." The council continued to study humans. They realized that humans were not only strong physically, but also mentally. They planned ahead, stayed calm under stress, and solved problems creatively. Their social bonds made them stronger, and their courage made them reliable in danger. Merrill spoke to the council. "These humans come from a death world, yet they do not break. They adapt, survive, and learn. We must not underestimate them. The galaxy has never seen anything like this." The council agreed. Humans were a mystery, a species shaped by harsh conditions, yet full of intelligence and courage. They were different from anything the galaxy had encountered. And they would change the way all species viewed survival, strength, and cooperation. As humans traveled to the next planet, Alex, Lisa, and Daniel prepared for more exploration. They did not yet know what challenges awaited them, but they were ready. Survival was in their blood, courage in their hearts, and curiosity in their minds. They faced the unknown without fear, learning and adapting with each step. The council continued to observe, recording every detail. They realized that humans from a death world were unlike anything the galaxy had seen. They were strong, clever, cooperative, and brave. If the galaxy faced danger, these humans could be the ones to stand against it. And so, the humans continued their journey, unaware that their presence was already changing the galaxy. They moved calmly through the stars, prepared for challenges, and ready to prove that the Deathworlders could survive anything, even in the face of unknown worlds and unknown species. The galaxy had learned one truth. Humans were different, and their difference was powerful. The council watched in awe, realizing that the arrival of humans would leave a mark that no one could ignore. The Deathworlders from Earth had begun to show their true strength. The galaxy had been quiet for a long time, but that peace did not last. In the Outer Rim, a dangerous alien empire called the Harvick began moving through space. Their ships were massive, dark, and armed with weapons that could destroy planets. Entire council outposts had fallen within days, and news of their attacks reached the central systems quickly. Morel called an emergency council meeting. The members were worried. The Harvick were feared across many systems. They were strong, aggressive, and showed no mercy. Worlds that resisted were destroyed completely. Even council forces struggled to stop them. We cannot face them alone, Morel said. Their power is beyond our normal fleets. If they continue, they will reach our core systems and destroy everything. Trevel, the council scientist, added, We have studied the humans. They are unusual, yes. But can they help? We cannot rely on unknown species for defense. Another council member shook his head. We cannot risk it. If humans fail, it may cost us more than we imagine. Merrill looked around. Sometimes, the strongest help comes from the unexpected. We must try. Humans survive a death world. They are clever, adaptable, and brave. Perhaps they are the ones we need now. Alex Carter and his team were on their ship when council messages reached them. The ship's communications lights blinked urgently. Alex read the message carefully. It seems there is trouble in the Outer Rim, he said. The council requests our help. They are under attack from a powerful empire. Lisa Brown looked at the star charts. The Harvek. We have never faced them before. Their strength is legendary. But we cannot ignore this. We can help and learn at the same time. Daniel Harris nodded. We survive danger constantly. We know how to adapt. If we can help, we will. We may not have massive fleets, but we can think differently. We can do things others cannot. Alex decided immediately. Prepare the ship. We are going to the Outer Rim. We will do what we can. The humans traveled quickly, using routes that other species avoided. They moved through asteroid fields and near unstable stars, places most ships would never dare to go. The council observed in surprise. Humans navigated danger with skill and calm. Their movements, precise and controlled. When they arrived, the Harvek had already destroyed one council colony. The humans saw the devastation: burned buildings, silent streets, and fleeing civilians. Alex, Lisa, and Daniel immediately organized rescue operations. They helped evacuate the survivors and repaired critical systems to restore communications. Stay calm, Alex instructed the rescued colonists. We will help you. Follow instructions, and we will get through this together. Lisa coordinated supplies, food, and energy sources. She moved quickly from group to group, helping scared council species remain calm. Her words were simple, clear, and full of reassurance. Even the most frightened beings listened and obeyed. Daniel worked on the damaged energy shields and weapon systems. He repaired what he could using simple, practical methods. He ignored fancy alien techniques that required specialized knowledge. Instead, he applied ideas humans used on their own death world, ideas that worked in danger and chaos. Council members watched humans in action. They had never seen species operate so efficiently under extreme stress. The humans did not panic, did not argue, and did not wait for orders. They adapted quickly, solved problems with what they had, and stayed calm. They are remarkable, Trevel said. Even in the presence of destruction, they remain focused. They are not afraid of the Harvek. They face them directly with cleverness, not just weapons. Merrill nodded. And that is exactly what we need. Humans can act where our fleets hesitate. They can survive conditions that others cannot. Perhaps they can be the key to defending the colony. As the Harvek fleet approached the colony, humans prepared defensive positions. Alex observed the enemy ships through scanners. Their numbers were massive, but humans worked with council officers to form strategies. They combined council technology with human tactics, simple, effective, and unexpected. We cannot match them in size or firepower, Alex said. But we can fight smart. We can use terrain, timing, and coordination. If we stay calm and work together, we can make them hesitate. Lisa added. We also need to keep morale high. Fear will spread faster than the Harvek weapons. If we maintain confidence, we have a chance to survive. Daniel checked the energy shields again. We may not stop every attack, but we can protect key areas. Focus on defense, then counter when possible. Small steps, careful plans. The Harvek landed on the colony world with massive ships, pouring troops and machines onto the surface. The humans moved quickly to intercept them. They set up barriers, cleared paths, and used council energy devices to their advantage. Every movement was planned. Every action deliberate. Alex led a small team against the Harvek. They faced creatures taller than humans, with sharp claws and heavy armor. Humans did not panic. They used teamwork, flanking, and precise strikes. Even the strongest Harvek soldiers were surprised by the humans' speed and adaptability. Lisa coordinated civilians and council species to safety. She guided them through safe passages, always calm, always clear. Her leadership reduced panic and allowed more people to survive. Daniel repaired equipment in real time, keeping energy shields and communications active. He adapted alien technology to human methods, creating solutions that were simple but effective. Even the Harvek were confused by these unexpected tactics. The battle continued for hours. Council fleets tried to engage, but they hesitated, unsure how to face the Harvek. Humans did not hesitate. They acted, adapted, and kept morale high. Their calm in the face of overwhelming odds inspired council species to fight back. They are fearless, one council officer said, but not reckless. They do not charge blindly. Every movement is calculated, every action deliberate. They are teaching us how to fight. Meryl watched quietly. Humans are more than just survivors. They are leaders in chaos. The Harvek will not understand them. And that is our advantage. Realm. Rellenbergine. 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 As night fell on the colony world, humans held the line. The Harvek were forced to retreat temporarily, confused by unexpected strategies and determined defense. Alex and his team worked through the night, repairing damage and organizing survivors. We held them back for now, Alex said. But we must be ready. They will return. Lisa nodded. And we will be ready. Fear will not control us. We adapt, we survive, and we fight together. Daniel smiled slightly. This is what humans do. We survive Deathworlds. We face danger calmly, and we keep learning from every challenge. Council species began to see humans differently. They were no longer a curiosity. They were not weak or fragile. They were survivors, teachers, and leaders. The Harvek had underestimated them, and the Council realized that humans could change the balance of power in the galaxy. Perhaps we were wrong to doubt them, Treville said. Humans are not just strong. They think differently. They survive differently. They inspire others to fight. Meryl nodded. The Outer Rim is dangerous. But with humans, we may have a chance. Their presence alone changes the dynamics. They do not just fight, they lead, they adapt, and they endure. The next day, humans continued to fortify the colony. They trained council soldiers in simple, practical tactics. They showed how to use terrain, how to coordinate small groups, and how to remain calm under attack. These lessons were easy to learn, but powerful in effect. Alex, Lisa, and Daniel worked tirelessly, never giving in to fear or exhaustion. They inspired council soldiers and civilians alike. Even the most panicked species began to trust the humans, following their guidance with faith. We survive together, Alex said to the soldiers. We fight together. Fear will not control us. Courage and planning will. As the Harvek fleet moved away temporarily, humans prepared for the next wave. They repaired defenses, organized civilians, and shared knowledge with council species. Their calm, practical methods allowed the colony to recover faster than anyone expected. "These humans are remarkable," Trevel said again. "They survive what should be impossible. They teach others to survive. They do not just fight, they change everything around them." Merrill smiled slightly. "We are witnessing something new in the galaxy. The Deathworlders have arrived, and they are already making a difference. We may finally have hope against the Harvek." Humans did not seek glory or recognition. They only sought to survive, help others, and adapt to the challenges around them. Their presence was changing the galaxy, one battle, one plan, and one calm action at a time. As the sun set over the colony world, Alex, Lisa, and Daniel looked at the stars. The galaxy was vast, dangerous, and unpredictable. But humans had proven that they could face anything. They survived Deathworlds, and now they survived the Outer Rim. The Council realized that humans were no ordinary species. They were strong, clever, adaptable, and brave. If the Harvek returned in full force, humans would be ready. Their presence gave hope not only to the Council, but to the entire galaxy. And so, the battle for the Outer Rim continued, but for the first time, there was a chance. A chance because humans did not break, did not panic, and did not run. They stood firm, and the galaxy began to see the true power of the Deathworlders from Earth.